More lines, more lines, more lines, more lines, more lines. Our third screen break. More lines, 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 and then...
Wow!
Welcome to my channel and my first full-length art video. I might make longer videos in the future, but I'm not sure yet. My name is Rose Sky, and I am taking you through the process of one of my recent art pieces. It's called Bloomed in Darkness. It's a pink rose, black background. I'm so excited to share my art process with you because I think I just finally kind of settled into my art style, and I'm working on my first collection called Isolation, and it's named that because all of the isolated lines come together to make all of the art pieces. As you've already seen, I start with a sketch and then I fill in each piece like puzzle pieces. If you're doing digital art, then you can isolate the pieces on whatever layer you need to and then fill them in with the fill color and then add the lines. If you are doing this traditionally, you will have to be more methodical because you have to isolate what's going to be in the shadows, I think, first, and then what's going to come as the highlights so that you don't get any of that confused later on. I was a traditional artist. I switched to digital art because I have chronic illnesses. I am going to introduce myself in a little bit. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the process. So for the palette, I did look at a picture of a pink rose and I picked out what the general pinks were going to be. And then I had to choose colors that were going to highlight and colors that were going to be in the shadow. The shadows were a little bit more involved because shadows will always move towards different and deeper colors on the spectrum. So I go from pinks to reds and oranges because that's where the shadows end up. It's very rare that shadows are just gray, and that's a big mistake I used to make in the beginning of my art journey, is that the shadows were exclusively gray and most of the time they're not. So it's important to really observe your reference. References are good for that purpose because you get to really look at all of the colors that are there. What's really important to me with this style is not necessarily getting the exact colors from the reference, but getting colors that are close enough that I feel will stack to create the right shades, highlights, and shadows. Now let me introduce myself. I'm Rose Sky. I've always been a multifaceted artist, but this year I've been focusing on visual arts. I have been suffering with chronic illnesses for the past 9 years. Crohn's disease, autoimmune hepatitis, primary sclerosing cholangitis, Sjogren's syndrome, fibromyalgia, enteropathic arthritis, POTS, asthma, and then other mental health issues that have come from suffering with these illnesses for so long. I am very fortunate that digital art became a thing in general because I was not able to do traditional art after I got sick. And this was the only way I could access the art that I love so much. Shout out to the chronic illness baddies out there who are making it day to day. You're awesome. You're heroes. I respect you. More about what I want to do with this channel. I want to document my art process. I want to show you my first collection. I want to navigate art competitions and maybe even do some art challenges if there's time. I can't make any promises right now as to how often I'll upload because if you're looking at the time relapse counter right now, I think it's around 29 or 31 hours. So each piece takes a long time because it's made up of a bunch of little lines that I hand draw. So I don't know if that's going to translate to maybe progress videos or I'm just going to wait until the pieces are finished. I'm not sure yet. You can also let me know what you want to see because if you want me to show you the progress videos, I'll do that. And then, we can chit chat, become best friends. This piece in total took, I think, about 50 hours and 80,053 pencil strokes were made. So that's a lot of lines. And I'm glad that my iPad counts them because it's nice to see. In a few seconds, you're going to see the official counter from my iPad so that I'm not making things up. I don't have the time to sit there and make things up, but I just want it to be official so that I think I'll do this with all of the pieces in this collection and future collections, since I believe this is how I'm going to proceed. See, you saw the count. Pause, go back if you need to see it again. And if you've lasted this long into the video, I am extremely grateful. I'm new at this. I'm going to try to get better and try to upload as often as I can. But like I said, no promises because sickness also gets in the way. There's just a last little bit, and here it is. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you next time.